Welcome to Fabric Stash. Today's video is going to be on how to serge cloth baby wipes on a serger. This is a great starter technique to learn how to be comfortable with your serger.
The finished goal we're going to go for is we're going to be doing, I do apologize, I'm holding my phone today for this video. I'm going to be showing you how to serge. These are cloth baby wipes. I find this to be like the best very first project type item because it teaches you how to control for outside corners like this, which comes in handy when you're doing clothing and such. So first, let's talk about the dials up here. So my dials are set to different settings because I've had my machine for a couple years, so it's been loved and I haven't brought it in to be serviced. So typically when you get this machine straight out of the box, you're going to want it at 4 straight across. I'm not going to go into how to change these today, but general rule of thumb is the higher the number, the tighter, the lower the number, the looser. And also if you'll look, you'll notice that the 4s have that line on each side of them. That's typically a thing that just any sewing machine serger, if you see a line on any side of the number, then that means that that number, in this case 4, is the one that the manufacturer most recommends. So next we're going to come over here to the side of the machine. Oh yay, it brightened up. Perfect. So let's talk about these numbers on this side over here. Get my phone steady. Okay, so this first one back here, this is your differential feed. This is the dial you'll use anytime you're using something stretchy. So today I'm using flannel. I'm using flannel. Flannel does not stretch, therefore you want it on 1.0. When you use something stretchy, such as the lovely Fabric Stash knits that we have, you'll want it up at 2.0 because it's a very stretchy fabric. And what it actually does is that the machine has 2 sets of feed dogs, and it will make the front set of feed dogs feed at a different rate than the back set. In the case of when you use 2.0 on a knit fabric, it'll make it so it doesn't stretch out the fabric as much. Okay, this next dial is for your stitch length. I typically like it on 3 or just a teeny hair over 3 on my machine. You don't want, for knits especially, you don't want it too close together. So you don't want to use this over here. You don't want it on 2, but you really don't want it far apart. You want it close enough together that the stitches aren't going to just break and leave a giant hole. So 3, and you'll notice it's a nice big black box. That's typically the best one. And then over here, this is your stitch width. Again, big black box. 5 is the best one for this machine. There are other circumstances where you may want to go skinnier or you may want to go wider, but typically 5 is best. And then this dial here lowers and raises your knife. So this is up, this is down. Pretty straightforward. Okay, so now let's get into how to serge the wipe. So we're going to do this one-handed, so this will be very interesting. So step 1 is you want to get your fabric, and I tend to just leave my foot down. There are circumstances where I pull my foot up, but typically not. So we're just going to feed it in, and you're just going to go straight along. Like so. And you can actually, if you wanted to, when you're first starting out, you can take a disappearing ink marker, washout marker, Crayola marker, and you can draw the curve that you want. But what I'm going to show you is I'm going to get about an inch or so away, and then I'm going to take this fabric here, and I'm actually going to push it up into the blade like this. The thing about sergers is sergers only serge straight. They don't sew curves. You have to make the fabric curve into the machine. There you go. That's the first curve. So then you just line up your 2 fabrics and go all the way to the next edge. Or not all the way. An inch away from the next edge. It's morning. And curve again. And you have to make the fabric go into it. So the more you push, the better it's going to feed in. And then to finish it off, I like to get it right even with, I don't know if I can quite get it up there. I like to get it right even with, but where it's not cutting off anything, and then you just kind of veer off. I find that to be the most
efficient way. Clip. Okay. That's the most efficient way. So there we go. I have a nice serged wipe. And then if I wanted to, here, Sammy, can you hold my phone and point it at this? What's the point of kids if not to help you? Okay, so if you gently pull on this, you'll grab the looser thread and pull, and it'll actually tighten it up. So now all you have to do is trim. Back the camera up a little bit. There you go. Oops, that's good. Now you gotta do, see if it focuses, is trim, and it's done. And I will typically put a dot of fray check on that to prevent it from coming apart. But just pulling on it's typically enough. So there we go. That is how to serge a cloth wipe on a serger, specifically a 1034D.